All right, guys, it is real out here in these passport streets right now. I'll tell you what, the passport office is receiving record numbers of passport applications, over 500,000 a week, and it's taking over 3 months to get your passport. But I'll tell you what, guys, this little piece of paper right here might be the hottest commodity if you are want to be, or if you are a world traveler or a passport bro. But I'll tell you what, I got my passport in 45 days. I hacked the system. I found a way to get my passport real quick. Stay tuned. I'm going to tell you guys all about it here in a second on how I got my passport in 45 days. Here we go. See you guys in a second. Hey, what's up, everybody? Andre Reese.biz. That's right, guys. I am Andre Reese.biz. Not only do I do taxes, I do a whole bunch of other stuff. And as you guys know, if you guys been following me on social media, I was born with a magnificent gift. And I don't think really anybody else has this on the planet. There may be one or two other people out there. I've never met them before, but I was born with a magnificent gift. It allows me to see tax deductions and business opportunities everywhere I look. And if you guys follow me on social media, I am more than happy to share those findings with you. I can look high, I can look low, I can look to the left. I can even look in the trash can. I can look in the sewer. I can go to the depths of the earth and I can still find business opportunities and tax deductions. Make sure you guys book a consultation with me, $195 for about an hour. I can actually help you guys get your business going if you're thinking about getting one started. If your business is already in play, you need to get your accounting taken care of. You've got taxes you haven't filed in a number of years. Come down, guys, and come take a look. Come see me. I can definitely help you guys get those things all taken care of. Like I said, visit me at andrereese.biz, and I can definitely help you guys. And remember, whatever I'm gonna talk about today is gonna be for educational purposes only. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a financial advisor, never played one even on TV. So anything we talk about here, if it relates to anything financial or anything about life, it's just educational purposes only. Do your own research, hire your own professionals. And if you need help with anything, feel free to come and reach out to me. We can definitely get you guys engaged and get you on the AR3 tax and accounting team. And always, most importantly, you guys want to be sure to stay to the end, because I always am going to, and I think a lot of people really like this part. Whatever topic I'm talking about today, it's going to be about passports. I'm going to give you business opportunities as well as ways that you can make this particular topic tax deductible. Like I said, visit me at andrereese.biz. Be sure to subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into this topic, guys. Here we go. So let's go ahead and start. So we're here for passports today. That's what we're talking about. I finally had to renew my passport. So when I got my passport before, I had it for 10 years, and my passport is up for renewal originally in March of 2024. So why did I decide to get it done? One, I've used my passport before in the past, and I want it still up. And going forward in the future, I'm going to be traveling internationally a lot more, so I want to be able to have uninterrupted access to my passport. So if anything comes up, I can just jump on a plane, grab a passport from the safe, and I'm ready to go. So that's why I decided to go ahead and renew it and get ahead of the curve, because like I said, it's been all over the news. People have been talking about it. The passport office is getting over 500,000 passport applications, a week, and it's incredible numbers. And so there's a lot of people right now that want to travel. There's subgroups of people that are encouraging other ones to travel, like the passport bros. So there's definitely a lot of pressure that's being put on the agency. So then on top of that too, I have a cruise that I'm going on in December, and it's just down to the Caribbean. You can just take your driver's license or your birth certificate. But I didn't want to do that. I want to just have my passport so I'm ready. And then the other thing too is, and a lot of you guys don't realize this, but my original plan was I was going to leave the country. So the place I am renting right now over where I'm at, I signed a 1-year lease. And so my lease is up next May, I believe it is. And so right about the time the tax season is ending, so I think my lease was up on April 31st, my plan was to leave the United States and to go live abroad. So why would I want to do that? I was looking at Thailand or the Philippines. And so it is super inexpensive to live like a king over there. You can have $500, $600, or $700 a month. You can have a fully furnished place. You can have your internet. You can have money to hang out and do what you want to do. And then you have access to a very skilled workforce if you needed to as well. And plus, there's also, the fun of living someplace overseas or abroad. That's something that definitely appealed to me. And then at the same time too, I'm 55, and so if I don't do these kind of things now, I will never have a chance to do them at some point later on. So while I'm in good health and I have the ability to earn money remotely, that's what I had my eyes on. I was going to take off and go overseas. So next year in May, my original plan was to go to the Philippines. I was going to be gone for 6 weeks, I was going to spend 3 weeks in the Philippines. I was going to spend 3 weeks in Thailand. Not necessarily going over there for a lot of the fun that folks are doing, but I was going over there to be able to try to find which option is going to work best for me and allow me to be able to work and still maintain my practice. And then what I was going to do is I was going to, have a lot of clients. I'd say 95% of my practice is remote, but I have a number of older clients that like to still come in. I was going to fly in. I was going to maintain my office here in the Bay Area. I was going to fly in during tax season and stay here like 2 months. And then once tax season was up, I can take care of the clients that want to come in and see me, that want to bring me a piece of cake, that, not super remote type of folks. And I could service them and then head on back overseas and do my thing. So when I was going to head out in May, that was the whole idea next year. And that's what was one of the original reasons. But my situation has changed. So as you guys are aware. And so my need to go live abroad right now has been eliminated. But, a brother still has a whole itinerary list of places that we will be traveling to. And most definitely you need to have a passport, to be able to do that. So, here we are. So like I said, I got the cruise I had to take care of. I was planning on traveling abroad. So that was really my reason for wanting to go ahead and get my passport renewed. And like I said, I heard that it was could be 13 to 16 weeks to be able to get your passport processed. So I figured if there's any kind of issue or problem with the picture or the application, they turn around and put that stuff back in an envelope and mail it back to you. And you got to get back in line and try to keep going. So I wanted to try to get this out of the way. So let me go ahead and just explain to you before I get too deep into this. Everything I'm talking about here today is only related to passport renewals. I don't know how long it takes if you've lost your passport previously. I don't know how long it takes if you're brand new and you're getting a passport for the first time, how long it's going to take if you're going to have, you're trying to get a passport for a child, whatever it might be. Those things are all things you have to take into consideration. Mine was a pretty clean case. I had my passport and my original passport card. I filled out the application, I had a check, and so I was able to go ahead and just renew. So the amount of time that it took me here, the 45 days that we're talking about, is based upon this individual situation that I possess. And I'm assuming other situations will probably take a little bit longer, but I don't have information on that, and so that's what we're looking at here. So, like I said, how long did it take? So, like I said, it took 45 days. And my process is what I did is I decided to renew my passport and my passport card, and I did the rush processing. So that means that I paid the extra money to have it expedited, and then I also paid the extra money to have them express mail the passport back to me. That's basically what I did. So my total cost out of pocket for the rush delivery, as well as the expedited mailing and the expedited processing was about $240. So to be exact to the penny, it was about $239.53 is what it cost me. Like I said, it took me, I mailed it on a Saturday, which was June 3rd. And then, so this is during the height of, the travel season and all that. And I got my passport back to my mailbox, my PO box, and it was delivered back on July 19th of 2023. So that's a total of 45 days, 6.5 weeks if you want to do the math there. So that's door to door. That's the complete turnaround. Now, my experience with getting my passport process, I think I need to go through and tell you guys about this, what I did. So like I said, I'm renewing my passport. That's what my stance is on everything that happened here. So I went online to the passport agency looking for the passport application, and I found it. You can actually fill out your passport application online, which is great. Then you can turn around and print it out and then delete the application that you do online. It creates a PDF. And then that was nice because I made a few copies of it and saved it. That way, if anything happened, I got a kickback, I can still utilize my old application. So I printed it out, and then there's a page on there that tells you exactly what you need to do, how much you need to pay, where you need to sign, where you need to attach the photo at, all that type of stuff. So I just followed the instructions to the T, and I checked it like 3, 4, 5 times, whatever, just to make sure that I was done. So once the passport was printed out and signed, I gathered my passport application was signed. I gathered my documents, like my envelope. I went ahead and I've got a, because I sell online, I've got postage. I've got a machine that I can print postage. So I went ahead and did a label, all that, grabbed the envelope. And the only thing I did not have was I needed a passport photo. So now you can take your own picture and print it out and send it in. But I figured I don't want to risk getting it booted. So I went down to the UPS store, and I think they charged, it was either $10 to $20 to take the photo. It was probably closer to $20. I don't remember what it was, but I went down to UPS store and I had them take my photo, and then they gave me, it was either 2 or 4 photos for that price. So I took one of the photos and I completed the rest of the collation of my application there at the UPS office. So I stapled my picture like I was supposed to, double checked everything again to make sure everything was all signed off. I took my check and stapled it to the bottom, that way if they opened it up, it wouldn't fall off. So I was just trying to think through all the different scenarios that can potentially cause my application to be damaged, lost, or delayed. And I tried to make sure I mitigated all that stuff. So once that was done, I went ahead and sealed my envelope, and I drove down the street to the post office out here in Redwood City. Went inside, and I think it was a Saturday that I was there, and folks, the main post office was closed, but there was a line of folks that were inside that were working on getting their passports, processed. So I was like, man, this is like some serious stuff. There's quite a few folks here trying to, get this done. And if you extrapolate that across multiple post offices, you can determine that there was a lot of things going on across the country, people trying to renew all at the same time simultaneously. So I took my package and I dropped it in the slot, and then I went home. So no, actually I went to a concert is what I did, and a free concert in the park down the street. And then after that, I just waited. So like I said, I would recommend sending your application via making sure you have at least some sort of tracking, so first class package. It's probably best to do certified return receipt. I didn't do that at all. I just used the first class package, which provides insurance and it also gives you tracking. So that's what I did. And so I dropped it off on Saturday, and I know the post office was closed. And so Sunday came, Monday came, Tuesday came. I think I went and logged on to my tracking, and there was no tracking. My package had not started tracking. So I was like, oh man, what happened? I know I dropped it in the slot. Matter of fact, I got it on video. And so I was getting a little worried. And so I checked it again later that day. And then the next day I checked it, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nothing. I was like, oh no, my documents got lost. I was thinking maybe they fell into the slot and fell behind the whatever container they have inside of there. And I was getting a little worried. And so a week went by and still didn't get any tracking. And then probably about a week and a half into it, the tracking lit up, and it showed, maybe it was about a week or so, a week and a couple days. The tracking showed that it was already in, I think it was Pennsylvania is where it was headed to, or Philadelphia is where it was headed to. And then after that, I kept checking, and over the next week or so we're about 2 weeks into it, it kept saying that my package was delayed, package was delayed. It's in the system. We got it. And so I was like, oh no. It was relief to know that it was in the system, but it was terrifying to think that my package was just going around in circles. It was going around the country, coming back, going around the country, coming back, or it was in some container sitting someplace. And so I was like, oh man, how am I going to try to get this resolved if they've lost my passport? So it was a tough and difficult thing to do, but in the end, it all worked out. So about 2.5 weeks into being terrified, I finally decided to do something about it. And I'll tell you guys what I did. I sent an email to the tracking people at USPS and let them know, hey, I don't see what happened to my package. It hasn't been delivered. And they responded back within a couple hours and they said, hey, just want to let you know that the passport office has your package and they are already processing your passport. And I was thinking at first, well, how would they know? But it's all government, so I assume it's all related. They have access to information. And then so I was like, you know what? I sent a check. I write so few checks, maybe 1 or 2 a year, that I was like, let me go look in my bank and see if my check had cleared. And it did. So my check had cleared like a week and a half before that. So I was like, okay, if they've got the check and they've cashed it, then whatever reason their tracking and stuff is all screwed up. So after that, it just was a waiting game. I had a certain high level of comfort that they had my stuff, they cashed my money, and then at some point my passport was going to come as long as everything that they required was done. So 2 weeks went by, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I was in and out of town. And so finally I went to the post. So every time I went to the post office, the first thing I would do, I'd look in my P.O. box and I would look in there to try to see if I can see my passport in there, but it wasn't there. So finally, last time when I came back home from traveling, I got to the post office and went to my P.O. box, and sure enough, inside was one of these things. And it was like, oh yeah, I'm so happy. And I looked at it, and the date on it that it arrived, that they shipped it, was 7/18. I think I checked the tracking, and they shipped it on the 18th and it arrived within 1 day. So, and I was like, well, I was just feeling it because I didn't open it up at all. And it just felt, I was like, well, there's a passport in here for sure. I don't know if they're just sending my passport back that I already had because I didn't feel any paper, or if it's a new one. So I got home, opened it up, and lo and behold, my passport was on the inside, and that was it. There was nothing else that was inside of the envelope. There was no, hey, welcome to your passport. Here's some wonderful things that you can do. It was just super anticlimactic in that sense, but I was really, really happy that I had received it. And then I also was like, well, where's my passport card? It wasn't in here. It came in a separate envelope, and I got this. And so why would you want to get a passport card? So from my understanding, there's a treaty or a trade alliance or a travel alliance or something, I don't know what the correct name for it is, where you can travel between Canada, the Caribbean, and Mexico without having your full passport. You can actually go ahead and just have a passport card. And it's only a couple dollars more to get it. You can also use it as a secondary form of government ID, so it may come in handy. And so sometimes I'll have this with me when I travel, like when I go down on the cruise. If I go off the ship, I'll leave my passport back in the cabin, and I'll just take my passport card, with me when I go ashore. So that's the reason why I got that. It was only a few dollars more, why not? But if you want to try to travel internationally outside of those, basic areas, you can't use your card. So it's not valid. It has no weight or anything like that. So let me do this real quick. Just real fast. And the one thing I noticed from the passport from 10 years ago, it's a lot thicker than they used to be. So they have a lot more visa pages in here in the back to get them stamped, so that's really nice. And the only other thing that's different with the new passport is the main page where your passport, I don't want to show you guys my passport, but the main page where your passport is, it's plastic now. So you can see there, it's plastic. So there's a lot more durability to that passport thing. And other than that, it's a beautiful passport. I like it. So I think the only thing I need to do, actually, I'm looking at it now, I need to sign it. I didn't do that at all, but I'll do that eventually here. But that's it. So that's the story behind me getting my passport and my passport card. Happy I got them. Happy they're here. Let me show you guys some quick footage here real fast. I got to get out of here real quick and jump on a plane. Wanted to do a video real quick, so I had something to do while I was on the plane. I can put this together. But let me show you guys real quick some footage from me going through the passport process, and I'll be right back in a couple seconds here, okay? Cool. All right, guys, you can see behind me, I am coming out of the UPS store, and brother's got his passport photos here. So there we go. They want you to be in a plain white background with no expression on your face, and that's exactly what they're getting. So hang on a second, I'll be right back. All right, so I went back inside to the UPS store. I'm actually the one out here in Redwood City. It's the one that's on Woodside Road, Highway 84. So they're open on Sunday. And what I went ahead and did was I went back inside and borrowed dude's stapler. I want to make sure I can staple my check to the application. And then I also stapled my photo because it asks you to do that as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and head over to the post office and drop it off. And like I mentioned earlier, I did the expedited service, so right now there's a world record that they're experiencing for folks that are, trying to get their passports. I know a lot of that's got to be associated with the passport bros, bless you guys' hearts. But I went ahead and paid the regular passport fee. I paid the fee for the passport card, which gets you entrance into Canada, Mexico, and some of the Caribbean areas. And I also went ahead and paid for the expedited shipping to return it, along with the expedited processing. And they're saying right now it's taking about 13 weeks or so to get your passport. If you do the expedited processing, that bumps you down to about 9 weeks, I think it is. And then from there, I went ahead and paid roughly $24 here to get a passport photo at the UPS store. Of course, you can easily do this at home. Take your own photo yourself, and turn that in. And so all in, I'm sending the U.S. Department of State, I think it's $240, just shy of that by a couple pennies. And I paid another $25 here in order to get the passport photo. So all in, I'm looking at about $265 to renew my passport for 10 years. And if you amortize that over 10 years, that's roughly about $26 a year to have the freedom and the ability to move throughout the world with countries that will accept you based upon your passport. So I'm gonna take one last jaunt over here to the post office and drop it off. And then, so we'll go ahead and mark it in time today, which is June 4th. The Postal Service doesn't work, but they will definitely get it in circulation starting tomorrow. And I went ahead and did priority, so it takes about 2 days to get out to Philadelphia. And then we'll go ahead and track it and see how long it takes these days to get a passport return. So I'm gonna make one more stop here, so hang on one more second. All right, here we go. I'm outside the post office. They got people over here right now. This is actually a Sunday. They must be doing like a passport thing or something. Let me go ahead and drop this in here real quick. Okay, there we go. We just dropped off our passport application officially. I guess this post office over here, I don't know if you noticed, but the lady that was sitting right behind where I put my package in, she had all of her birth certificate documents and stuff. And they had quite a few people that are on the inside. So it is official, guys. We will begin the countdown here. Brother's got stuff to do, so I'm heading over to check out a movie. But I will be back to this video once I get the passport back and report to you guys. Like I said, time check is June 4th. It's a Sunday. All right, guys. All right, guys, check this out. Let's mark it. I've been out of town for 2 weeks, so I'm not exactly sure what day I got this delivered on. But it looks like United States official mail. Feels like my passport. So I'll go ahead and open up back at home, and I'll go ahead and give it a full rundown. Okay, guys, there we go. We are back, and that was the process I went through to get my passport set up. So, like I said, it was cool. It was cool how easy it was, and then how the way I did it stuck. And so I didn't get rejected. They didn't send it back to me at all. They sent me my passport. I didn't have to go through all the rigmarole that you would have to go through if you had to try to resolve issues and problems. And I would definitely recommend paying a couple extra dollars to have your photo taken at a place like UPS or Costco or any of these places that do passport photos, because they know exactly how you have to take it, and so as far as like the coloring, the shading, the background, the way you have to smile or not smile, if you have head coverings that you wear, they are very much versed in what generally works on that. So I would highly recommend you guys taking advantage of that, for sure. So in the end, go ahead and wrap everything up. Don't be afraid to travel, guys. And if you don't have anyone to travel with, I think I did a video last was about being a solo traveler. Don't be afraid to go by yourself. It's something that you can definitely get joy out of doing. Relocating and being in a whole new area is an incredible experience. And the thing too is, like I said, take your age and double it. And so I'm 55. If I double my age, it's 110. What are my chances right now of living to be 110? Probably pretty slim. It's possible, but probably pretty slim. So if that number seems to be difficult to overcome, your double age, just assume that you're way past middle age, So just because you didn't go through a midlife crisis doesn't mean you're not past middle age. So, definitely go ahead and do those kind of things. And like I said, get your passport. The world is yours. And most importantly, I want to also shout out my passport bros out there that are out there making it happen, that are the inspiration for a lot of people right now. Deciding on traveling abroad for whatever reason that you decide you want to do it. If you're out there trying to find cooperation, you're out there trying to get new experiences, you've got the ability to work, remote, whatever it might be. Hey, if you got a girl that's here and you want to travel with her, make sure she gets her passport, so that you guys can go see the world together. So I'll go ahead and wrap up this segment, guys, and then I'll go ahead and jump into the final thing here that a lot of people love to wait for. So when it comes to your passport, there's always business opportunities and deductions that are going to be available to you. So a couple business ideas. We talked about this last time for the solo travel. Related to passports, you can always become a travel agent. You can book travel for people. You can also start a tour company, which is the next level. You can go ahead and set up an itinerary, pick a future date. And then these are places that people want to travel. Once you get some of the travel going, they will bring other people in. You can do a private Facebook group. And then people will want to go to certain itineraries. And if they're traveling by themselves, they're solo, it's nice to know that you're going to have built-in people that will be sharing this experience with you. So if you are able to set up a tour company and utilize the passport, you can definitely use that as a business idea. Also, too, I talked about last time, being a travel companion. If you want to travel with somebody else that's older, that needs some assistance, and they want to travel abroad, you got to have your passport, for that. That's another business idea that you can definitely do. And then the other thing too is because the passport application can be confusing, I don't see why you can't charge a fee and help people complete their passports, and that way they minimize the risk of getting their stuff rejected. So definitely a business opportunity there for the folks that are able to be creative and do something like that. So the final part here, what are some of the deductible items that relate to passport and travel? If you do any of these business, of course, your passport itself can become deductible. The cost of securing that, if it's related to your travel business that you're establishing, something that's going to be ordinary, normal, and necessary. If you got a home office set up, you got a cell phone, laptop, internet, hotspots while you're traveling, if you're using your car for mileage, Other travel costs, hotel as well as airfare, those things are all deductible. Continuing professional education that will help you increase your knowledge when it comes to you operating and performing your craft. Those things are always going to be deductible. Travel meals, automobile, like I mentioned, the mileage, but also the automobile itself. And then, of course, any items that you may need when you're out here doing these adventure travels, scenarios for other folks, those kind of things like travel equipment, etc. Those things are all going to be deductible. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. And I got like exactly 7 minutes to put on my pants. So I'm sitting here right now, just in my undershorts. I got to put my pants on. I got to go to the bathroom and leave a little liquid deposit. And then I got my bags over here on the side. I got to throw them on my shoulder. I got to call an Uber. And then I'm out. I'm Audi 5000, sideways to the next light. And I'm on my way out to Richmond, Virginia, flying Breeze Airways. And I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to do a video about flying Breeze Airways. They are a new airline that's been around for a little bit over 2 years. They're epic. They're the only nonstop flight that leaves out of SFO to Richmond. Richmond is a beautiful, incredible city. It's where the United States was generally founded and where folks first landed here and got started. So there's a lot of history, a lot of things to do, a lot of things to do and things to see. So I'm going over there to go see my boo bae. And that's it, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. And remember, be sure to subscribe, like this video. And if you have already gotten your passport, let me know in the comments how long it took you. And I think that's it. Oh, one of my favorite things to always do, take a drink just to make sure I don't have a lot of time. So I got 5 minutes now. Can't think of anything else. All right, guys. I'm Audi 5000. Peace, take care, and I will see you in the next video. All right, man. My teeth are so white. Look at that. All right, guys. Take care. I got to stop being so stupid, so silly. All right, here we go. All right, guys. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for sticking with me all the way to the end of this video. Visit me directly at andrereese.biz. 4 things to do: like, follow, subscribe, hit that bell. Stay safe, guys. Lift the glass to freedom. Stay woke and don't get TikTok. Take care. I will see you guys in the next video.